accident in the opening round of eliminations in Top Alcohol Dragster, so both men in this pairing advance with basic singles in the opening round. Pro Sportsman Motorcycle, we need you in lanes 1 and 2, please. Pro Sportsman Bike, we need you in lanes 1 and 2. Bernie Flirt, a 6:10 to open things up. Shoemaker with better numbers to open his efforts in the first round of elimination. 6:06 with a 5 at 2:25. Talking to both teams, Shoemaker said, you know, I was really questionable as to how the track conditions would be today. You see, the skies are clear and blue and the sun is out. I wasn't real sure how to set the clutch up. Well, he was sure enough to run a 6:06, and in talking to him, he said, I'm going to put a little more in it. Step the fuel system up, put a little more clutch in it to get it to leave up the starting line a little hard. Bernie Flirt, known as a lever, as far as reaction time is concerned, said that he too would put a little more wing in there, try to get the car to hook up. At 2:22.93 sends Shoemaker into the final. Losing effort for Bernie Flirt, a 6:34 at 2:21. 60-foot number for Shoemaker here in the Winston lane, a .995. You may have noticed the smoke at the end of the finish line in a report. Advance to the final round here in Seattle. Shoemaker going 6:19 at 2:22, down from the first round effort of a 6:06. Will match up with one of these next two. Will it be the young driver Jason Howell, who impressed everyone yesterday in running a 6:01? Jason Howell ran 6:07 to open things up on Sunday this morning. 6:07, 2:19.51, and talking to him a little earlier, he said, you know, the mile an hour was down a little bit. ET was great, 6:07, but the mile an hour was down at 2:19. He said, I'm going to step the fuel system up. She ran a little lean at the top end. Again, he was echoing the sentiments of John Shoemaker in that he wasn't sure how the track would be. Did an excellent driving job as the car kind of made some moves as he shifted gears. First move was made in second and then high gear. He was able to keep things under control and ran a good 6:07 in the opening round. He'll match up against George Johnson, who ran a 5:98 to defeat Tiffany Highland. Remembering back to that matchup, what a close race. Johnson 5:98 with a 5:2:23.15 to Tiffany Highland 5:98 with a 2 at 2:28. Johnson with a good 4:30 reaction time, able to take the win away from Tiffany Highland to open things up and send himself into the semis to match up with Jason Howell. There was an upset in the making. It could be Jason Howell's day if he can get past George Johnson in that B1 wedge head motor. Johnson impressing everyone throughout the division this year as he has literally been tearing up the category with that B1 bomber motor. Jason Howell shocked everybody 1 week ago at Woodburn Drag Strip as he did qualify in only his second outing behind the wheel of this machine. Pro Sportsman Motorcycles, we have called you for the very last time. Pro Sportsman Bikes, we need you in the lanes right now.
Come on, Jay.
Johnson and his brothers from Olympia, Washington match up against the Tacoma, Washington team of Jason Howell. Chassis provided by Larry Van Unen, motor combination by the Howell family. As both cars begin the staging procedure, it was Johnson with the lane choice by virtue of a 5:98. Howell had a 6:07 to open things up. So if there was an advantage, it would have to go to Johnson. The big question is, can he duplicate that 5-second performance? Or will Jason Howell shock everyone once again and go into the fives for the first time? Competition eliminator, lane number 4, please. Combi eliminator, lane number 4. By virtue of a red light start from George Johnson. But look at the number for Johnson. Unfortunately, a red light here at the starting line. 5:98 with a 4 at 2:24. Jason Howell with an aborted run, but an advancement into the
yes.
So 598 with a 4 at 224. For Johnson, looking at the 60-foot, a .966.
Fucking cool.
So Johnson was on an excellent run, as evidenced from his 598 ET at 224, but it was not to be for Johnson, as he red lit here on the starting line by 21 thousandths of a second. Pro Sportsman Motorcycle, we are waiting for you in the lanes right now. And racers, we do need some cooperation from you. Those of you that are left in eliminations, when we call your category, you need to make your way into the lanes as quickly as possible. Remember, we do have a 5:30 curfew here at Seattle International Raceway, and we are trying to get this program underway and flowing nicely. At this point, need your cooperation. Get to the lanes as quickly as you can. We have to try and finish up this program by 5:30 this evening.
Fucking cool. I love it. Well, that's all for the doctor for today. Gotta go catch an aeroplane.
And here comes Terry D. Laverne.
Oh, fuck it, let's watch
the Pacific National Open champion.
Can watch it more.
The Renegade Raceway champion. Matches up against the champion of the Woodburn Dragster Winston Series event, Mr. Bucky Austin, who is finally back on track in winning 4. Looking at the numbers that were part of the opening round, Bucky Austin got here with a 6:06 effort at 2:29. D. Laverne, his opponent disappearing, got here with a 6:14 at 2:26. So if there was an advantage to be had, just looking at the numbers only, it's Bucky Austin, who had the lane choice. He elects to use the left-hand lane, leaving the Goodyear side of the racetrack open for Terry D. Laverne and the Kentucky Fried Chicken team. Super Street, lanes 5 and 6. Super Street, lane 5 and 6. And competition eliminator, make another call for you to lane number 4. And again, racers, we do need some cooperation. We need you in the lanes as quickly as possible. We have now called Super Street and Comp. Comp to lane 4 and Super Street 5 and 6.
Come on, Terry.
By this time, in years past, Bucky Austin usually has a lock on things in Top Alcohol Funny Car. In 1993, he's trying to make a big move with 2 straight wins. But in order to do that and advance to the final, he's got to get past this Terry D. Laverne guy. D. Laverne from Tacoma, Washington, Bucky from Fife, Washington. Side by side they are, D. Laverne on the far side, Bucky in the near lane. Both drivers getting some instruction as far as staging is concerned. Bucky's wife Julie out in front of the car, moving him into the stage beams. All eyes look on. Will it be an upset? Will Terry D. Laverne defeat Bucky Austin and stop his quest for a second consecutive Winston Series event win?
Absolutely.
Anything can happen in the sport of NHRA Championship drag racing. If you like what you see here this weekend, we'll all be back for the 1993 running of the Jolly Rancher Candies. To a 6:21 for Terry D. Laverne at 2:23. Looking at the reaction time number, D. Laverne had him on the starting line. 0:35 for D. Laverne on the Goodyear side to a 1:02 reaction time for Bucky. They were side by side due to the advantage for D. Laverne, although not in ET, but in reaction time. Bucky Austin is happy 6.
Excuse me.
What?
Do you know who Jason Howell is?
I've heard of him.
What have you heard about him lately?
I just heard of the name.
First of all, everything you heard isn't true. All the charges have been dropped, okay? But he's out here today racing and doing very well. He has now made it to the 3rd round of eliminations in Top Alcohol Dragster, and he's in the 4th round for the title and the money. What do you think of that,
I think that's pretty great.
Pretty hot stuff, huh? Well, would you like to wish him luck or say anything nice?
Good luck, Jason.
All right, thank you very much.